Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez. Just a reminder at the top of the show that all the meetings we cover are available to view online. Check them out at town.barnstable.ma.us. Well, we've left the studio today, and we're out here, as you can see, at Sandy Neck Beach Park. And we just got done with an absolutely amazing tour. Nina Coleman, our Sandy Neck Beach Park manager, was gracious enough to take us around the whole park, and we saw some really, really amazing things, from piping plover chicks to diamondback terrapin tracks and nests. We're going to show you a lot of that right now. Let's go on a tour of Sandy Neck Beach Park. So talk to us a little bit about, obviously we're on Sandy Neck, talk to us a little bit about where we are right now specifically.
Okay, we're right at the mouth of Access Trail, which is right to my right. This is where people would be driving their vehicles onto our beach. Behind me is the public beach. For folks that don't have an off-road vehicle sticker, they can enjoy the beach in that location. And then in front of me is our lovely Sandy Neck Beach, 6.5 miles to the east. Keeps on going right to the point.
What can we see today? What's out here today?
Well, today we're going to see vehicles on the beach. We're also going to see a lot of, hopefully we're going to see some birds and some wildlife. Right now the terrapins are nesting, so we're hoping to find one of those for you guys to check out as well. Cool.
Well, certainly we're at the beginning of what promises to be a great day out here, so let's get going and check some stuff out.
All right, right on.
All right. Okay, we're out here still at Sandy Neck, and now we've come to the closure line where folks can't go right now, and Nina just explained to us why.
Okay, we're at a little bit past Trail 2, about 1.7 miles from the access trail. And this is the closure line to vehicles, not people. People are certainly welcome to walk past this line. On the other side of the line, we have endangered species nesting, some shorebirds. We have both the terns and the plovers, which we're hoping to have a look at today. And so our closure line is moved here last week is when we started this closure because we had some chicks hatch.
Okay, so what happens as the summer progresses here over the next few weeks? Do you move this back farther down the beach, or what happens?
Well, we're hoping to leave it right here. That would be perfect because 1.7 miles is pretty decent.
Yeah.
We do have one more nest that is between here and the access trail. That nest is the second attempt. The first attempt on that nest was predated by crows.
Okay.
It's a heavy crow area, so that nest may be predated. It may survive, and then we may have chicks and have to do an additional closure. So that's our wild card, our one nest, but otherwise we're looking pretty good right here at 1.7.
Now, is this a common closure throughout the course of the years that you've been here, this amount of beach being roped off for the time being?
Yeah, especially in the last few years. So I'd say the last 3 years or so, this is the traditional closure line. Because we have a big tern colony and a number of plovers, really good habitat to the east of me here.
Yeah.
We were going to have that closure, excuse me for that. So the terns will hold the beach closed for quite a bit of time.
Okay, so let's go see if we can take a look at the reason why this portion of the beach is closed.
Yeah, let's
the plovers and the terns.
Definitely. Let's look at some birds, and I have staff coming in a rhino for your pleasure there. We're going to have a little drive in an ATV and a little dune buggy thing, and I hope you enjoy it.
If you wish you were us today, it's okay. You're not wrong. So behind us right now is something that looks a little bit like a cage. What are we looking at, Nina?
This is what we call an exclosure. So we're exclosing predators out. We're not for a piping plover nest.
Okay.
And the bird is behind us peeping away. I don't know if the mic's going to pick it up, but it's a peep and then a peep low when they get really upset. So what the exclosure does is we put it, once the nest has 4 eggs, and we put it around the nest. It keeps the raccoons, the coyotes, skunk. There's a whole bunch of animals that will eat the eggs. Other ones would be crows and seagulls, and it keeps those animals out. But obviously, the plovers, the males and the female, who both incubate the egg, can come and go.
How effective is it?
They're pretty effective. The concern is that from the air, particularly if you were like a hawk or a seagull, that it actually looks like a big bullseye, and that the predators are learning that there's something in there that's worthy of investigation. So they lose their camouflage with this technique, this management technique, but obviously, you know, it's a give or take. So we don't expose everything. We kind of expose usually the second attempt.
So why why put an exclosure around this nest in particular?
This is a second attempt. So the bird had the 4 eggs down. We lost the eggs to predation. So I like to try for the second attempt. At least it just hedges our beds a little bit. That will have better productivity or higher, rates of success.
Over the course of time, has that proven to be true, that you put the exclosure around it and the chicks will hatch and survive, or are there different factors involved with whether or not the chicks will survive?
Yeah, there's a lot of variables.
Sure.
Nature is not clean like that. Basically, your survivalship to chicks is higher because you're protecting the eggs. But we've had abandonment where the adults abandon the eggs because, say, an owl sits on the exclosure all night and harasses the birds, and they give up. So it's a give or take.
Gotcha. Nina, we have some really great shots of some distinctive plover behavior that they do when they're trying to protect their nest. Tell us a little bit about what we saw there.
Okay, well, the plovers fiercely protect their nests, both the male and the female. And what they do is nests and chicks. And what they do is they perceive us as a predator. And so they're going to try to draw you away from their nest or their chicks by making a lot of peeps. And then as you get closer to the nest, they get more frantic with their peeps. And then they'll start doing this broken wing behavior, which is lying on the ground, flopping around like they're in big trouble.
Yeah.
And what they're doing that for is predators are obviously going to go after an injured animal. So they're pretending that they're injured to have the predator go over towards them and away from their chicks or nest.
Now, we actually saw that happening. Have you actually seen a situation where it's been predator versus plover and then this has actually worked? Have you seen something like that firsthand?
I haven't seen it firsthand. I've certainly seen them get very worked up, obviously about the humans that approach the nest, but also seagulls and crows. They'll start to do that same behavior. Generally, a coyote or a raccoon, that's going to happen in the evening and at night when we're not there. Although we are putting cameras on some of them to try to catch some of those moments.
Okay. So there's more than one reason that the beach is closed in this portion of Sandy Neck where we are right now. It's not just the plovers, it's the terns as well, right, Nina?
Yeah, we have upwards of 400 pairs, so that's 800 individual least terns that come in and nest on Sandy Neck. Mostly they nest way down by the point where the boating community is. But here, we're at about mile 2. We do have a tern colony, and you can hear them squawking behind us. And they nest in a big colony, a whole bunch, kind of like a minefield of nests all together. And the terns, both the common and the least tern, are state listed, which require under state law that we close the beach to vehicles when the chicks hatch. Not while they're nesting, not while they're incubating, but once those chicks hatch. So as I was explaining before, the closure that we have is going to, at 1.7 miles, is going to be that way for a long time because we're going to have so many different animals nesting.
Right.
And so that's kind of where we're at right here.
There's so much more to see here at Sandy Neck Beach Park, and in fact, we saw a lot more. So much so, in fact, that we have to show you the rest on another episode. So make sure that you tune into Barnstable Today next Tuesday, where we'll go into the marsh and show you some diamondback terrapin tracks and a nest and actually see some eggs. It's really, really good stuff. Right now, though, let's take a look at this week's remaining meetings. On Wednesday, June 16th at 6 p.m., there's an amnesty hearing in the Town Hall hearing room. The Hyannis Historic District Commission meets in the Selectmen's Conference Room at 7 p.m., and at 7:30 the Shellfish Committee meets in the MEA Conference Room on Finney's Lane. On Thursday, June 17th, the Town Council convenes in the Town Hall hearing room at 7 p.m. Well, that's all we have for now. I'm Nick Cortez, and we'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.